All right, welcome, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand, the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. Today's Friday. If you're feeling phenomenal, put some flames in the chat. Also, let us know where you're listening in from. I have with me, as usual, Mr. Sean Raiz, and we're going to be talking about how you can position your brand for maximum impact and maximum influence in the market. Sean, phenomenal day. How you doing?
I am absolutely phenomenal. No complaints at all. I just realized it is Friday, isn't it?
I believe so.
Wow, wow. It is Friday. It was fast. I like doing the show every morning because I think it speeds up the week. I don't know, it provides acceleration.
A little.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
provides acceleration. I hit the gym, jump on here and hit them real quick, and then boom, boom, boom. Before I know it, it's the breakfast with the brand again. And then the next thing you know, you're telling me that it's Friday. So let's grow. I love it. Let's get it.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Sean. So how's everything going with you? How's the progress?
Oh
I know
man,
we have a lot of stuff going on at the brand.
absolutely phenomenal. No complaints whatsoever. No complaints whatsoever. Absolutely phenomenal. I got a lot to talk about today. You were missing in action yesterday, but we still did the good thing. We still did the job. We still held
Yeah.
it down. It was a phenomenal, phenomenal show yesterday. I have no complaints. No complaints at all, man.
All right. Nice. Yeah, and I'm 100% sure that you did, and everybody else, right? So, guys, give yourselves a round of applause. Do we have people on IG? Shout out to IG.
Yes, yes, yes. So IG is in the building. We also have LinkedIn in the building. Twitter is in the building. YouTube is in the building. All stations are a go. All stations are a go. All stations are a go.
All right. Nice. So, guys, today we're actually going to be talking about the influencer brand profile. What is it? Why you need it? Why you need to know about it? And what's going to happen if you don't know about it, right? So trust me, you want to stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick break in a few seconds, but when we come back, we'll be diving into your influencer brand. You don't
Very
want to
good.
miss it. Stay tuned.
Very good. Pierre Ingram just joined into IG too. So shout out to him.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
roll.
shout out to Pierre.
It's very important that you know yourself to the highest degree possible because it's through knowing ourselves that we're able to know other people. You are the most important person in the room, and the better that you know yourself, the better that you're able to communicate to others. So you're not only playing the game knowing who you are, but you're also playing the game knowing who everyone else is, so that you're not playing blind.
He's extremely engaging with people. He has a fantastic smile, and he's just very high energy person.
This is called leadership development. So we have to be independently knowledgeable and considerate to know who we are so we can more effectively know who other people are. As the leader, it's your responsibility to allocate resources in the right places. If you don't know how to communicate effectively, you're losing the battle. I'm just a kid from Harlem who God chose to show his favor. Themselves while improving the lives of others.
All right, guys. So we are back. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brand. Of course, if you're viewing this live, go ahead, put your flames in the chat. Today we're talking about the influencer brand profile, right? So we're talking about the influencer brand profile. So number one, Sean, what is that? Like, what is it?
Is the influencer brand profile? The influencer brand profile? First, you have to understand what a brand is and what a strong brand is built upon. Right? I was going back and forth with an individual this morning about the difference between services and success. Services and success. right? So think about services and success. So you're driving from New York to LA. You're driving from New York to LA, and your gas light, your oil light comes on. Your oil light comes on, or a tire sensor comes on. So you know there's an issue with your oil. Your oil probably needs to be refilled, and there's an issue with one of your tires. So you pull over to a service station to get your car serviced. Now, there's a difference between service and success. You're in New York. You're moving from New York. You're driving from New York to LA. When you pull your car over into a service station, the question is, are you looking for service or are you looking for success? Put that in the chat. Put the answer to that in the chat. Are you looking for services and service, or are you looking for success? I think you're looking for success, right? You're looking for success. You're looking for your car to operate phenomenally when you leave the station. You don't want to just get the service, you also want to get the success so that you can trust the vehicle operations to get you and your family from where you are to where you want to go. That's a brand. That's a brand. So just think about the brand. When you're on your driving road, when you're driving and you're going from New York to LA, are you just going to pull over to any Joe Schmo service station? Or are you going to look for Jiffy Lube? Are you going to look for the Meineke? Are you going to look for the blimp? We used to have the blimp. When I was a little bit younger, we had the Michelin Man, right? So the Michelin Man, Meineke, Jiffy Lube, that's where I'm going. I'm not taking my car to Joe Schmo neighborhood shop because they got a guy with a crowbar standing outside. Because I value my family, right? So when you value your business, when you value where you're going in your business, when you value, your mission, your vision, and your values, you don't put it in the hands of anybody that provides services because you're looking for success. So that's the first thing. As an influencer, your brand has to stand for something, not stand for anything, not being a generalist, not saying that you can come here like a buffet and get anything you want, right? Because you have to have a specialization. To be influential, you have to have a concentration or an emphasis area. This is why they have emphasis areas in college. You can't just get a general practitioner. When I hear someone tell me that they have a master's degree in psychology, and I always ask, what is the emphasis area? Because it tells me that there's some course of specialization. When they say, oh, no, it's just general psychology, I know they missed between 4 and 8 specialization areas. They missed all the electives. They chose not to do the electives, so they chose not to specialize, which means they might be able to work the ER, but they'll never have a private practice. There's a difference.
Right.
There's a difference between being an influencer and having an influencer brand profile and just having a hobby or being a hobbyist or a lobbyist.
Right. Right. So Sean, basically at the root of what you're saying, the word that comes to mind is trust.
Yes,
Basically
sir.
trust.
Definitely.
Because the reason why you go to the I guess the Meineke, the Michelin spots, because you trust them.
You trust the brand.
That's all it is. It's all about trust. So guys, you know what's so interesting? Building an influencer brand. So people always ask me, why not just build a regular brand? Like why not just build like a regular business brand where it doesn't have your face, right? So it's just a logo without your face. And I always tell them that having an influencer brand, a personal brand, allows you to do one thing: scale trust.
Mm.
Because people buy from people. At the end of the day, people buy from people. So it allows you to scale trust. Just wanted to put that in there. So we said two things so far, right? So we said basically trust, and then you also said that you have to stand for something. You have to stand for something as a brand. Is there anything else that goes into the influencer brand?
Well, you have to market. Somebody has to know that you exist, right? You can't have all the education, experience, and expertise. So watch this. The difference between a $50,000 earner and a $500,000 earner is marketing. That's it. The difference between a $50,000 earner and a $500,000 earner is marketing. First, you have to have confidence, and competence gives you the confidence if you know what you have and if it's obvious to other people. So I always say, and we taught this in Branded Like a Leader, week number 6, no, week number 5, change your attire to match your desire. I said, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do better. It's a system. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do better. So, I always tell people, closely trimmed, cropped, and shaped. You might want to write that down, guys. Closely trimmed, cropped, and shaped. So what does that mean? That means put your face together, man. Put your face together, right? Don't come on a call slovenly and disheveled. How comfortable are you going to be on a closing call when you look like you just rolled out of bed? You can't lead me anywhere disheveled, looking tired, wiping cold out of your eyes. This is why we did the 4 a.m. call. We did a call at 4 o'clock in the morning for you guys who don't know. We called it the alien call for leaders who are a little bit out of this world. For leaders who are a little bit out of this world, right? Because we wanted to know who's who. The people that woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get on business was serious. They were super serious, and they were trimmed, and they were cropped, and they were ready, and they was dominant, and they was crushing it in their business. The people that roll up out of bed 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock and get on a skateboard to the bathroom, like, that's not brand. That's not brand. That's a garage band. That's not brand. That's the garage brand, and you might need a Band-Aid if you bump into the wall. It's like people wake up by mistake instead of being on purpose, right? So your brand has to be on purpose. Kimberly Fowler, she's having a ball over here. She's laughing.
Look at what Kiana just said. So Kiana said, "Look like the money you want."
That's right. Dress up.
That's
Dress
right. Look
up.
like the money you want.
Hold on. Let me explain what I mean. When I say dress up, I don't mean dress up. Put on a suit and tie. Dress up. So if you're at 50K, dress 90K. People wonder why they stay rank and file. They stay rank and file because they couldn't be mistaken for anything other than rank and file. If you want to be an executive, I remember when I used to intern. I went to intern with a 3-piece suit on. Straight up. I went to intern with a 3-piece suit on. And this is in the Bronx. They used to call me a Fed. They'd be like, the feds is coming, like the police is coming, because I worked with the underserved population. And they was like, oh man, that when I come in the room, they're shh, throw stuff. They start to throw stuff away. Like the feds is coming, right? I walked in like I owned the place. And now I own my own business. I was always an owner. I had an owner's mentality. So when I went somewhere, I was in the owner's box. I've never, ever, as soon as it became possible for me to fly first class, I was always in first class. Not just first class, but the first seat. The first seat in the front of first class, the first class of first class. The box office, the VIP. It's how you perceive yourself, man. Brother, it's how you perceive yourself. As a brand, how do you value yourself? Don't try to save money. Save yourself. Don't try to save money. Save yourself. And the way you save yourself, listen, I'll be honest. You got to spoil yourself. You got to treat yourself. You train people how to treat you when they meet you by how you treat yourself. So if you're not lavish, if you don't smell good, if you don't take care of yourself, if you're not primped and properly taken care of and groomed and pampered, if you don't value yourself to that degree, how do you expect people to take care of you?
I would say the exact same way.
Come on. So if
The
you
exact same
cheat,
way.
if you say, "Oh, I could buy the red bottles, but they're $1,000. I'm going to buy these over here for $200." And you're trying to sell something, and what you're trying to sell is $1,000. The person you're speaking to is going to say, "Oh no, I don't want the $1,000 thing. Do you have something for $2? Do you have something for $20? I've only got $179 to spend right now, or I have to think about it. Let me consult with my husband. Let me consult with my wife." See, guys, as a brand, you attract who you are. You attract who you are. Your ideal client should be a mirror image of you. The problem is, Junior, people are doing business trying to have somebody buy them out of themselves. Buy me out of who I am. Buy me out of my situation. Pay for me to go to VIP. No, put yourself in VIP and people will pay you. I'm going to say this before we go to a break. People think wrong, in error. People think wrongly and in error that rich people give the most charity because they have the money to do it. But that's wrong. Rich people have the money because they give the most charity. I'm going to let you sit on that before we come back from the break. I'm going to let you sit on that. When we come back to the break, remind me of what I said and let me explain it and walk through it.
It's very important that you know yourself to the highest degree possible, because it's through knowing ourselves that we're able to know other people. You are the most important person in the room, and the better that you know yourself, the better that you're able to communicate to others. So you're not only playing the game knowing who you are, but you're also playing the game knowing who everyone else is, so that you're not playing blind.
He's extremely engaging with people. He has a fantastic smile, and he's just very high energy person.
This is called leadership development. So we have to be independently knowledgeable and considerate to know who we are, so we can more effectively know who other people are. As the leader, it's your responsibility to allocate resources in the right places. If you don't know how to communicate effectively, you're losing the battle. I said Sean Rye East. I'm proud. Sean Rye East. Leadership is not the brand they made for us.
Listen, he brought fire, heat. He didn't hold back.
20 years down the line, what I could sell, why not serve first? Service over salary. Branding like a leader closes the gap for people who want branding. Speaking like a leader closes the gap for people who are nervous about speaking. If Steve Jobs would have speculated, we wouldn't have Apple.
He changed lives. He helped people open up their business and start their business.
We are the brand. Some people say, "Sean, should I quit my job?" Mentally, yes.
As a speaker too, to be able to learn from him and watch him and game respects game. And I want to have that much game someday.
The right client, pay $500,000 for what you do. You have to be bold in your beliefs.
He has been an amazing asset to this event and a pleasure to work with. Very captivating, collaborative, worked very well with the audience.
I want to help you. Put a 0 behind your number, right?
The session was great. How he is online, virtually, he is even more phenomenal in person.
Be the face of change that you want to see. Stop asking questions and start giving demands.
The entire team has just been absolutely incredible. They are a joy to work with. They go above and beyond.
Give yourself a round of applause. Yes.
All right.
All right, guys, we are back. If you're enjoying the show so far, go ahead, put some flames in the chat. I see we have some people on Facebook. Shout out to Facebook as well.
Okay.
And IG. By the way, if you have any questions, this is live, as you could see. So if you have any questions, then feel free. Go ahead, put the questions somewhere in the comments. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, doesn't matter. So before we went to the break, you mentioned something about charity. So you said something along the lines of
Yes.
people think rich people give money to charity because they have the most money, but that's not exactly why.
Nope. You gotta turn the hourglass upside down. You got to get outside the fishbowl, right? So when you turn the hourglass upside down, the real understanding of that is that rich people are rich because they give the most charity. People say this. People say, "I'll start to give when I make, then I'll give charity when I make, then I'll." And they absolutely never, ever, ever have the money, and they wonder why. The reason why you don't have money is because you're not a conduit. You're not circulating value. You're storing value. You're storing what little bit you get. That's why you don't grow. Think about it. Think about water. If water did not evaporate and give back to the air, then the air would never have a cloud to give back the water. The moment you try to, this is natural law. This is science and natural law. So if you try to hold on to the water and say, oh, no, this is the only little bit of water I can get, I can't give it up. I got to hold on to it. It's still going to evaporate. The only thing is you're not going to get it back. It's still going to evaporate. Your money depreciates. It has no value in a storehouse. You're not faithful in little. That's right, Sammy. Shout out to Sammy Thompson on LI. That's right. Come on. And that's LinkedIn, not Long Island. Let's go. You're not faithful in little. Right? You got to be this is why I say be the brand. You have to be the brand. People see Sean Raiz and they say, oh, I'm going to put on a white shirt, red tie. People see Eric Thomas and say, oh, I'm going to start speaking and start, no. That's our water that we give back. What is yours? You got to brand you and find out what you do best. You can't Xerox success. Hold on. Did I just say something?
You said you can't Xerox success. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can't Xerox success.
What do you mean by that?
You can't copy someone else, man. You can't copy someone else's success. It doesn't work because what works for you, so what's wine for you is vinegar for me. That's not my brand. I can't be somebody else. I can't walk that way. I had to learn. Let me tell you what I had to learn. I had to learn how a suit fit me, brother. Honestly, I had to learn how a suit fits me because I'm different. I walk different. I come from a different place. Just because I have a suit on doesn't mean Harlem isn't present. Like I'm still from Harlem. I walk different. And this is the problem. People try to cross over, sell out, lose themselves, trade themselves for other people. They say, oh, E killing it. I'm going to take off my hat and I'm going to put on his. This is when you lose. This is why people never become successful because they don't stick around long enough to become a specialist in anything. They're a generalist of a whole bunch of other people. They're like a collage or they're a mess.
Yeah, so true. So Sammy, shout out to Sammy. Sammy says, I've missed a lot.
And well, you here now, brother. You
Sean.
here now. Share this out. Share this out, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Share this out to other people so that they can get some of this good work in the morning. We do this every day.
Yeah, Sean, can you go ahead and put up the link for the Leadership Live? So Sammy, just in case you want to connect, yeah, it's always good to put that up somewhere in the middle, just so people, people are on their way to work, they're doing different things. It's always good to put it up. So Sammy and anybody else, if you want to connect with us on this Saturday,
you're very welcome.
Not on StreamYard, but on Zoom, go ahead, just type it in your browser, www.livedeepdive.com. Of course, it is 100% free to attend, 100% free. So just tap in, and then you should be able to speak with us there.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put that on IG as well. Pierre's thanking us. You're very welcome, brother.
Is that Ingram Pierre?
Sir, yes, sir. Pierre.
All right, shout out to Pierre.
That's right. Good brother. We also have Kimberly Fallis is with us as well. Yeah, so you can go to livedeepdive.com and register for the Leadership Live deep dive at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturdays. This is exactly how we built this business, by giving value, by being the brand, by helping people. And like I said, and I said it in the commercial I'm going to play after this break, I didn't have an offer. This business wasn't built on offers. This business was built on value. But this brand wasn't built on sales. This brand was built on selflessly providing value and solutions and helping people. If you want to prove that, if you want to convince people that you can help them, help them. That's it. Help them. Stop chasing the money. Chase the meaningfulness. The money will come. Stop chasing the profit. Chase the purpose, and the profit will come. Stop chasing the valuation of your business. Chase the value, become a value, and your valuation will take place. People are putting the wrong thing first. They putting the horse before the cart, and that's why they smelling funny.
That's right. Listen, guys, so if you want to connect with us, go to www.livedeepdive.com. And just to add, Sean, this is also called the Branded Like a Leader Masterclass.
Come on.
It's called the Branded Like a Leader Masterclass. So I know some people may sign up, they may not see Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5. Guys, it is the Branded Like a Leader Masterclass.
Yes.
We have to make that distinction.
Watch this. I'm sorry, Junior, but I got to say this, right? I focus on the value. A lot of people are caught up in names, right? A lot of people are caught up in names and titles and things of that nature. Listen, Branded Like a Leader Masterclass, Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5, the Alien Call. It's all the same to me. Why? Because we are the brand. You are the brand. And this is for my people who are professional. Let me explain something to you. My professionals, my executives, my people with bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and doctorates. You do not have to leave your job to be successful. You do not have to leave your job to be of massive value. You do not have to leave your job to get a 0 behind your number. With the right mindset and the right branding, you can take your $30,000 and make it $300,000.
That's right.
Can I say that one more time?
Please do.
When you do this the right way, you can turn your $30,000 into $300,000. How do I know? Somebody asked me how I know.
Sean, let's go over that when we come back from the break.
Let's go. When I come back, somebody asked me how I know what I'm talking about. Let's grow. The reason why I did this and what I do is help leaders to become brands and brand themselves. You train people how to treat you like how you treat yourself. I teach authenticity marketing. If people can take advantage of you, they will in your personal or professional existence.
My biggest takeaway just from day one is you are the brand. I would recommend it to anybody that's really looking to build a personal brand.
Just the brand in general has changed my life. I've grown so much since I've been a part of this.
I see myself in what he does, and I believe in it just as much as I believe in myself.
You know, there's nothing that you cannot overcome in this world except that which you refuse to fight. When I say brand, when I say brand and authenticity and being the brand, you gotta know your story. You gotta know your story, you gotta own your story, and you gotta be the champion of your story. It's very important that we control our narrative. It's very important that we don't allow anyone else to control our narrative, because when they control our narrative, they control our freedom. They control our freedom and our future. I don't just want it for me, I want it for everybody. It can happen, and it can happen for you, especially when you get branded
like a leader.
Business is like a game of chess. It's not checkers. If you don't know how to lead with a personal brand, then you're losing the battle.
Everything about Sean's talk was fantastic. I mean, I got so much from it.
So he was really bringing fire and passion and just love and spirit to let everybody else know how do you become a leader amongst the leaders.
You hold the key in your hand. There is more power in this phone than there was that took the first man to the moon.
His energy, his dynamic information, gave a really great presentation.
I didn't ask for any money. I didn't have an offer. I had a heart to help people and meet them where they were at and find their need and fulfill it.
Sean is the bomb.
All right, guys, we are back. As usual, if you're enjoying the show, go ahead, put some flames in the chat. So, Sean, before we get to that question, somebody on Facebook is asking a question. I do want to get to that. So, I'm not sure who it is, but they said, do you offer one-on-one coaching or mentorship for other coaches and educators? I would say go ahead and send Sean a DM. Unfortunately, we can't see the name. So just send us a DM somewhere, right?
The answer to your question is yes, though. The answer to your question is yes. Our whole goal is to change the face of leadership, to duplicate ourselves, to duplicate excellence, to duplicate efficiency, to duplicate ethical leadership, servant leadership. So yes, we do. And we will help you to make your yearly income monthly, your monthly income weekly, and your weekly income daily. Let me be very clear about it. We don't do the feely good stuff. You might be motivated, but I am not the motivational speaker. You might be inspired, but I am not the informational or the inspirational. That's not my thing. My thing is empowerment, swift to action. And when I say swift to action, I mean people need money. People need to be able to earn a good living. And if you have the education, the experience, and the expertise, there's no reason why you should not enjoy the impact, the independence, and be able to add a zero to the back of your revenue. So I'm very practical in what I do. I got master's degrees in coaching. I didn't read a book or take a course. This is what I talk about is evidence-based. It's guaranteed. It's tried and it's tested and it's proven. We've helped people walk off their jobs, doubling their salary. We've helped people stay on their job, doubling their salary. We've helped people retire themselves and their spouses. Pierre asked me a question. Let me answer what Pierre says. He's got a really good question here. Pierre Ingram says, if you had to start all over, where would you start to come back where you are now? I'm so glad you asked me that question, Pierre. I would do the exact same thing that I did in the beginning. I went live in the beginning. I went live. That's what happened. So 3 years ago, you remember there was a calamity. There was a crisis. I don't want to mention the name of the crisis because when I mention the name of the crisis, they might block me, ban me, push me down in the algorithm because they don't like that word. So I'm not going to use the word, but just think back 3 years. There was a specific calamity that had everybody indoors. Okay. When that happened, I'm a professional speaker and I'm a transformational leader by trade. I help people. So I was a consultant in the state of New York, flying around and helping workforce development, helping staff, doing Fortune 500 succession planning for executives and leadership development. And when the planes were grounded, they said, Sean, you can't go out anymore. You can't help people anymore. Everyone's scared. No one's coming in the room. And I said, au contraire, mon frère. I said, au contraire, mon frère. I said, you can't stop me from helping people. I'm naturally inclined to assist. I don't sit in front seat first class because I want to be seen. I sit in front seat first class because if something goes wrong with the plane, I'm next to the controls and I can help. That's why I'm a first responder. So when everybody else was silenced and shut up in the house, I wasn't. I was able to move about freely because I'm a first responder. So I responded first, Pierre. When they said I couldn't go out and speak, I said, okay, where are people at? And they were at home. I said, okay, what are people using? They were using their phone. So I took out my phone and I went live on Facebook to save and change lives and mindsets. And listen, I would do the exact same thing now. This is why when anybody goes through any of my courses, any of my content, any of my coaching, I coach them to take their phone out. Because right now you're looking at me through something that has the power to get to the moon and back. You have the power in your hand every single day to go to the moon and back and connect with everybody on the planet, but you don't use it. You use it for bubble pop and you use it to order stuff from Amazon. But you can use it to help people to order your value so that you can get paid tremendous amounts. Only though, this is the key, you have to help people. You can't do services without doing success. See, people say professional services and they get it twisted and they just say, well, if I just provide this value, then everybody's going to pay me. No, service without success is failure. Write that down. Professional services without success is a failure. Help people. Stop thinking about what you're going to sell. They'll tell you how to sell successfully because they'll identify what's needed. We don't know what they need. I didn't come out with I didn't come out with an offer. I didn't have branded like a leader. You know what I did have? I had leadership. So I gave people leadership. I said, listen, this is what I said. I said, listen, right now, everybody's afraid. Everybody's scared right now. It's okay. We've been here before. We've gone through recessions, depressions. We've gone through the 9/11 terrorist attacks. We've gone through all kinds of stuff. Listen, it's okay. Tomorrow will come. But you'll be judged based on how you respond today. So if your eyes are glued to the lives that are being lost, then you're going to lose your confidence. And your daughter, who needs you to be strong right now, is going to see a weak example of manhood and womanhood, motherhood and fatherhood. And that's what she's going to keep. That's what she's going to hold. So as scared as you may be as an adult, the children around you are more afraid than you could ever imagine. And they're looking to you for leadership. They're looking for you for the example. So stand up and remember that you will be judged tomorrow based on how you perform today. And I mean that now. That's a universal truth. It holds as much weight now as it did then. The only calamity that we're going through now is economic. It's not biological, but it's the same situation. You will be judged tomorrow based on your performance today. How do you show up? How do you show up? And that ties right in with branding. So when I gave this leadership and I started working with executives and professionals, these executives and professionals said, hey, Sean, we want to do the same thing that you're doing. How can we be safe at home? How can we create monetary value? How can we not have to worry and be home with our families? And I said, okay, cool. Just give me a moment. And I put together an executive coaching community because they asked for it. Pay attention. I served freely. And people said, we need more. I said, okay, based on your identified need, I created the Leadership Leverage Executive Coaching Community. I'm giving you an MBA right now. I'm giving you an MBA without the NDA. No non-disclosure agreement for the Masters in Business Administration right now. And I'm cutting straight through the nonsense and getting to the success. This is exactly what I did. I created the executive coaching community because people asked for it. And then within that community, they said, hold on, Sean, I want to do the same thing you're doing. I want to be able to create a business. I want to be able to add value. I want to be able to serve people. I want to be able to get paid for it. I said, okay, cool. I realized from assessing, from interviewing, that they had the education, the experience, and the expertise. But they didn't know business development as an entrepreneur, and they didn't have a personal brand. So I created Branded Like a Leader, the course, based on what they identified as a need. Serve, 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 and you'll get more. than you deserve.
Yes, sir. So Sammy Thompson asks, what's Sean's LI name?
It's spelled Sean, so it's. Let me put it in the chat for you.
But you got to put it on LinkedIn though.
Oh,
Or you
okay.
put it in the chat, and then we could bring it up. So
Yeah. This is my name, and this is my name everywhere. Google me. That's what I say. Google me. When people say, Sean, where do I follow you at? I always say, Google me and pick your entry point. That's one thing about branding. You want to be omnipresent. You don't just want to be present. You don't just want to be in the conversation. You want to be omnipresent. You want to exist everywhere. So if you Google my name, you'll see me everywhere and you can pick your point of entry. If you want direct, right? If you want something direct, no problem at all. That's perfectly fine. Most people are confused with the spelling. If you want direct, I don't know. Maybe I should. What do you think? What link do you think I should put up?
I don't know. I will put a scheduler link or something. Maybe Sammy wants to talk with you. I'm not 100% sure.
Somebody asked me about coaching. Go ahead, put that in there. If you guys want to talk to me directly, book a call with me. Pierre, did I answer your question, brother? That's exactly what I would do. I would serve people for free. I would take my phone right now. You guys don't understand the value that you're missing and the opportunity that you're missing. I would take my phone right now. I would turn it around like I'm doing right now and go live like I'm going live right now. Look, watch this. I'm going to prove it to you. Watch this. I'm going to prove it to you. So Pierre asked me if I had to start all over, if I had to start all over, where would I start to come back to where I am now? Watch this. We're going live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Before this, we did not do that. I just went live on Facebook. But look at the question. Because I'm going live and because I'm offering value, look at the question. Now on Facebook, I'm showing the comment that was asked. And the comment that was asked was, do I offer one-on-one coaching / mentorship for other coaches and educators? And the answer is, of course. I've got a master's degree in evidence-based coaching, guys. I didn't read a book. I didn't take the course. I designed the course curriculum and I wrote the book when it comes to executive coaching for leadership development. We have a plethora of books coming and we've written and published 2 of them right in back of me. And you can't see it on IG, but I've got the 7 prerequisites to success behind me, which is the mindset. And I've got the phenomenal leader behind me, which is the skill set. You got to give. You got to give. You got to give. You got to serve. I believe in servant leadership. I believe if you're not serving, then you're not deserving. And if there's a gap in your bank account, if there's a gap in your salary, if there's a gap in your relationships, then just give more and you will be given unto. Treat others the way that you would like to be treated. Stop withholding. Stop worrying. People say all the time, they're like, they say, oh, if I give it all away, they're not going to pay me. Mm-hmm. But you are the brand. So how are you going to give it all away? This is a lack mentality. It's a scarcity mentality, and it's not an abundant mentality. I believe that I can give it all away because I'm not giving you even a fraction of a fingernail of the information that I've forgotten. You ask me a good question, I'm going to remember things that I've long forgotten and haven't thought of for 16 years. But I have encyclopedias here. And I believe in, and I've tapped into a reservoir of abundance. So I believe that when I need the answer will come. Just like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When the opportunity is right, the information will appear. If ye are faithful. But if you believe in lack, then you're right. If you don't think you have value, then you're right. You don't. If you're scared, you should be. Do some push-ups.
100%. Let's go to our next break, Sean.
How they say, how they say where I come from? If you're scared, get a dog. I'm looking for the right one. Give me a second. Let me find the right one. Here's the right one. What you're looking at right now is the new face of leadership. I chose to go the route of SOE, standards of excellence. So I help people put zeros behind their numbers. I help people move up in or out of their organization and get paid their annual income monthly, their monthly income weekly, and their weekly income daily. I promise you, if you follow me at all, you're gonna wanna use something to write with. CSA. First, CSA. Clarify, simplify, and amplify. Clarify, simplify, and amplify. It starts with the decision. Who do you wanna be and what do you wanna do? Who do you wanna be? You have to define that. If you don't know, then it's vague and it'll never be clear. The problem that we have is clarity. We walk into an organization happy to be there, happy that they accepted us, but we don't have a clear goal. That's why people stay in the same organization year after year after year, go to the same vacation spots with the same people and talk the same amount of nonsense around the same water cooler. So when I go into an organization and someone says they've been here for 20 years and they're still around $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, I'm like, ooh, it's chilly. It's a little bit cold when I know that all it takes for you to raise your prices, whether it's inside or outside of an organization, is self-belief and dedication. Brand you and not what you do. So when I meet people, I ask people, tell me a little bit about yourself, and they immediately tell me what they do. That's not who you are. Branding is who you are. Marketing is how people find out about you. So when you say, I'm a photographer, you just lumped yourself in with a million other photographers. What's special about you? Why should I work with you? I don't need a hand with a camera. I need a man with a story, a woman with a goal, a vision, someone with an idea of what they want to be and who they want to impact in their lives. That's what moves me. We know where we belong, whether we're in that seat or not. We heard the word legacy and we were pulled to come. I flew in last minute. Let's go. Leadership, legacy, love. Whew, I gotta be there. So what happens in marketing is when you say, I am you put yourself in what we call a red sea. You're now fighting against a million competitors with a million different things. Clarify, who are you? What do you stand for? And then simplify it, don't make it 10 things. Bruce Lee said, I do not fear the man who has thrown 10,000 kicks. He says, I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. You can have the most mouth-watering steak that the world has ever seen, but if you try to position it or place it in a vegan neighborhood, you make no money. Who are you trying to market to? Sometimes we don't support each other. Sometimes you got to go outside of your community, outside of your neighborhood, outside of your phone book to find someone who will support you. So if your business is hurting, think about the place that you're trying to move, whatever it is that you're moving, and the people that you're trying to sell to. You want to become the OVO. The OVO is the only viable option in your vertical. The only viable option in your vertical. We're not here for competition. We're here for domination. We're here for domination, period. And if you feel differently, you're probably in the wrong room. Is anybody ready for the fifth one? Are you ready for the fifth one? Might want to capture this. Might want to capture this. For God's sakes, man, your prices. Your prices. We should stand out because of price. Some people look for the lowest price. You're making a big mistake because you're defining yourself. Your success comes from mindset and perception. If you're competing over the lowest price, there's a problem. Be the face of change that you want to see. Stop asking questions and start giving demands. Train people. I'm going to leave you with this. We train people how to treat us when we meet us based on how we treat ourselves. Brand you and not what you do. Thank you. All right, all right.
Yes, sir. We are back, guys. If you enjoyed the show so far today, you already know what to do. Put some flames in the chat. Also, tomorrow we will be back, but not at 7. It should be at 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow is Saturday, right, Sean?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And shout out to Luke Kumo. Luke Kumo says, I'm late to the meeting. Yeah, you missed it this morning. Listen, if you guys want to check out the replay, just put hashtag replay in the chat. And again, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. We don't use bots. We don't use, I am an organic brand. I was explaining that during the break. I am an organic brand. We don't do ads. We don't do the funnelology. We don't do email saturation lists. That's not my thing. My thing is organic, providing true value. So we read the comments and we comment on the comments and we answer the questions in the comments. When you book a call with me, you're not going to get somebody else. When you book a call with me, you're going to get the coach, and we are going to go through your issues and go through your needs and go through our glossary and see if we have something that fits. And if we don't have something that fits, that's fine. I'll tell you who does, because I know everybody. I got everybody on speed dial. All of the influencers that everybody knows are on speed dial. So if we don't have a fit for you, then I'll refer you to who does. I'm a professional, and you need to be a professional too. This is not a hustle. Like branding, you don't last for years hustling. You last for years through a phenomenal personal brand that is professional and that really works. Sammy said he shared this on his LinkedIn. Thank you, brother. I greatly appreciate that. Luke Kumo says he's glad to make it and thanks us for our time. You're very welcome, sir. You're very
Very, very welcome. Very welcome. Guys, again, before we sign off, I just want to say one more time that link at the bottom, www.livedeepdive.com. If you want to connect with us, just type it in your browser, tap in, register, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking more about how you could develop your brand, how you could position yourself, package your expertise, and start to attract the right kind of clients for your business. So if you're interested, or if you know somebody else, maybe you're not interested, maybe you know somebody who is, or somebody who needs it, definitely share the link. It's 100% free to attend, and it's going to be the best 2 hours of your life. I guarantee you. So the link is somewhere at the bottom, www.livedeepdive.com. Tap in.
Let me
Sean,
say this one last thing. What were you going to say? Did you have a question? What were you going to say last? I'm sorry.
no, you could go ahead. I was actually going to ask you if there was anything else you wanted to add to the conversation before we sign off.
Yes. Give more value than you want back. Give more value than you expect back. So to Pierre's point, when I began to go live, no one came. When I began to go live first, no one came. I can remember going live a couple of times and actually stopping because no one showed up. And I always believed in mentorship, coaching, consulting 100%. I'm a provider of it. I'm also a consumer of it. I believe in it. I don't like this term, but I eat the food. Like I eat the dog food, right? Like I'm dead serious about what I do. So I went back into my circle of mentors and I was like, I went live for a minute and nobody's coming. And I got the best coaching that I can provide you. They said, don't worry about it. Continue to do it. Someone will come. Someone will come. And when that one person comes, you pour into that one person like they're a million. You pour into that one person like they're a million, and you'll have a million. Listen, guys, you make $1 million by being faithful to your one. You make $1 million by being faithful by your $1. If you can't manage $5, you'll never be able to manage 50. It's the same thing with people. If you can't manage, if you can't serve, if you can't selflessly serve and pour into one person, then you'll never be entrusted with 10. So start where you are with what you have. And the most important thing that you could do if you don't know what we're talking about is get a mentor, get a coach, get coaching. Attach your plane to a plane that is flying and attach yourself to people who are doing what you want to do. It doesn't have to be me, but do it. Do it fast because time is of the essence. Winter is here. It's been here. People are frozen and people are scared and they need your value. They need your education, experience, and expertise. You need to learn how to do this and you need to find out from people that are doing it. Don't let somebody who's not doing it try to tell you how to do something that they've never done. Find a professional, find someone who's successful, find someone who has the kind of life and business that you could say, I could make that my next stop. I could make that my next stop and make sure that you do it sooner than later. Thank you very much for your time this morning. We will be back next Monday. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. EST, not 7 a.m., but Monday through Friday, every day, 7 a.m. EST. This is your Breakfast with the Brand. And we are your hosts, Sean East and Junior Frederick. Let's grow.
Let's grow.